Just me, Scottie McClue, and we are, of course, live with the big one, the internet phone in. How amazing is that? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I say, lovely to have you with us, and a very big dinky-do. Now, we have a lot to discuss this night, so we hope you'll be to your telephones as soon as possible. We're opening up the lines. Here we go. We'll see who this is. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Dinky-Doo, Scottie. It's
Kareem Dinky-Doo, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm going to be honest, quite tired tonight, but I'm okay.
Yes. Well, of course, you do a very, very stressful job, and it's near the end of the week.
Yes.
You know, so you've done a fantastic job there. So give yourself a good pat on the back.
I was quite impressed, Scottie, because I done something tonight which I thought I have no idea or anything about. I've ordered 3 radiators for the house, new central heating radiators.
Wow, Kareem, good man. And you're no doubt have researched every bit of it and got exactly the right ones.
Yeah, I had to find out about the measurements, the size, and what to do. I had a company come in and they gave a very silly quote, shall we say.
Yes.
So I thought, right, I'm going to get 3 heat radiators myself, saved myself £150, and then I'm waiting for my neighbour because he can fit them in, see what he's going to quote me.
Fantastic. I remember getting a quote for a boiler, and it was £3,500. And I spoke to a friend of mine, and he said, no, he said, that's absolutely fine. He says, I'll get a friend of mine to fit it, who's a top fitter man. He said, it'll be around £1,000.
Yeah, there you go.
And it was the full job, beautifully done, which was lasted me for the last 5 years, was it was about £1,100.
Perfect. You know,
so you've got to be very careful out there, and not sort of go on somebody because they think they've got a bit of a reputation.
Well, I won't name a company.
Oh, we certainly will not.
Company that does install them as well.
Yes.
Throughout the whole UK, was given silly quotes as well.
Yes.
For a combi boiler, because I've always had problem with combi boilers. When I moved into my house, I think I told you that it started leaking.
Yes, I remember you were saying about that. Yes, not good. And of course, the trouble is a leaking boiler, a leaking pipe, a burst pipe, anything. They can ruin ceilings. They can ruin. I mean, they can bring down houses.
It's not good. So I've got the 3 radiators. I've ordered them. I'll collect them tomorrow, and then hopefully I'll get them within the next week or 2 put in the house, because the cold weather is approaching.
Oh, listen, is it not just ice this morning on the car?
Well, do you know the funny story of that, Scottie?
Tropical yesterday.
Yes. Well, the night before, I put my car in the garage because I thought it was going to be cold, and it was fine. And then I thought I didn't do it last night, and then when I got to the car this morning, it was covered in ice.
It was covered in ice this morning because you didn't put it away.
Yes, I didn't put it in the garage because I thought it'll be fine.
It'll be absolutely fine.
Okay, no. Well, Scott, a wee question tonight. I'm just reading through Facebook stuff.
Yes.
And would you say... Got my phone there. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, we're still here.
Yeah, I dropped my mobile.
Yes, try and not do that.
Or justice system, do you think there is room for improvement, or do you think everything is fine? And I'm just going to give an example that there's cases where you read, I'm not going to give specific cases, but
we mustn't.
Do you think that, wow, for what that person done and for the little punishment that they got for it, whereas other people that have really done nearly nothing and then they've been severely punished?
Yes, I mean, I think really we have to be on to this. We have to be watching what is happening here, and saying, the punishment should fit the crime. Now, that's an old-fashioned saying, been with us a long, long time. In fact, one of the Gilbert and Sullivan operas, the punishment should fit the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's going back to the 1880s.
Yes. Well, do you not find, Scottie, I've spoken to you briefly about this in the past, but I feel from your reading stories about people with crimes they've committed and things they've done, they've got a record an arm length long, and it's just like it's another wee slap in the wrist. But then when you read other stuff that's happened, then like people that have not done anything, or it's the first time, or it was a mistake or an accident, and then they just get everything thrown at them.
Well, I think I seem to remember now, maybe we've got a lawyer listening who will correct me if I haven't got this right. I'm sure there will be many lawyers listening to this, bless them. But I'm just thinking that when a case is being tried, they don't refer back to previous offences. Is that correct?
Oh, do they not do that during the case, but then when they come to a conclusion, they have to check all backgrounds? So that would be like...
Well, you very often see cases, you know, the sheriff deferred sentence pending background reports.
Correct, yes.
You know, so you've got that coming up, but I'm sure they sort of say, no, you can't say that you can't take the previous offence into account.
What if it's linked in a manner?
What if it's?
If it's linked in terms of...
Oh yes, if it's very similar, yes, absolutely. I mean, there are people walking about that you know, the punishment should be far more severe.
Yeah.
But you see, I think we should really focus on things like knife crime.
Yes.
You know, drug-related offences.
Yes.
You know, and I think we should really focus that and come down very heavily on things as a society. As a whole society, we seem to have a lighter touch. Now, the person who's maybe knifed somebody has not had a lighter touch. They've gone in and committed first-degree murder, you see.
Yes. Well, I read a story that there was won't go into names and details.
No, we can't.
Within a supermarket, because they had a disagreement about something, and one of them pulled the knife out on the other guy. So the other guy defended himself. He broke the guy's jaw who had the knife through self-defense. However, the man with the knife took the other man to court, won, and got compensation.
You see, I think, why have we got knife crime? Why are they carrying a knife in the first place? I mean, why, if you're going out to the shops, are you taking a knife? Because it's illegal. If you're caught with it on you, you get done, because you're carrying an offensive weapon.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's very strange. We need to be looking at this, and we need to be defusing all these situations, and people need to be stretching their temper. One of the things that's always got me through life is I have a very long fuse. You see?
Okay.
And I think that that's very important. If you have a long fuse, you're in control.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I very rarely lose my temper. When it happens, it does happen, but it doesn't happen often. But another example...
Yes, and you can do what the Queen does when she's visiting provinces. You can go on a short, informal walkabout.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You know, but we've got back to the drugs element, Scottie. I think the problem we have with drugs is that too many people see it as the norm in society.
Yes, people were talking about drugs. I mean, I had a conversation recently, and I was saying to somebody, when I was young, if there was even anyone remotely connected with drugs, they were going to jail.
Yeah.
They were going to jail. You know what I mean? They possessed cannabis, jail. And people just didn't take drugs. It was a very rare thing. There was certainly tobacco and alcohol around in abundance.
Well, what would you say? I think we spoke briefly in the past about this, but your listeners and that will know a lot as well. Portugal years ago had massive, and it was worse, if not level, if not worse at times, with Scotland with the drug, with the... Well, we can't call them junkies now. They're not allowed to say that word. It's I've forgotten the terminology. We spoke about that before.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. People that alter their mental state through substances.
Yes. The drug use rooms, that you have safe rooms for these drug addicts, shall we say then, to go to inject themselves and to be safe. The Portugal has these rooms. It's proved, from what I've read, to be very successful. However, I do know, I think it was someone in TikTok said once that in their county in America it wasn't successful. So I don't know if it depends how it's implemented.
Well, I think, you see, for instance, Americans have got guns. Now, why are you mixing drugs and guns? You know, I mean, there's all these dangers out there. We need to start defusing that. So the only people that are armed are the authorities. Yep, and why would you need a knife? Do you know what I mean?
No, I understand, Scottie. I mean, the problem we have, we've got children, we've got kids that carry knives. I mean, I read that a primary school child was sent home because he brought a knife into a primary school. This was somewhere up north. I was reading it in the paper, and I was shocked. A primary school kid bringing a knife in.
Yeah, it's very, very frightening. But you see, what you've got is young people tend not to be consequential thinkers in a big way. Now, that's no disrespect to young people. They're just developing their awarenesses. And there are so many social challenges for young people nowadays, you know, mixed families, people moving around a lot, terrific shortage of money, you know, thanks to political mess.
As well.
So, social media, all that sort of stuff. So you're not getting a stable feed of consequential thinking to a young person's development. And that's going to be a big problem. It's starting now. It's a bit of a psychiatric time bomb, I would say. You know, so I think it's very important, parents, teachers, you know, the churches tend to have a bit less influence than I feel they could have, or some people might feel they should have, you know, but all these kind of influences in society need to be turning to positive influence. We need to see positivity from our so-called leaders, from our so-called political leaders. We don't need to be watching a kindergarten. You see, that sort of thing, you know. Now it's time to go over to the Westminster kindergarten to see what they're up to. Hello, boys and girls.
Yeah, I know.
You know, so we don't want that. We need to think seriously about our development. Kareem, I'm going to have to move on. It's always a privilege and a joy to hear you.
Thank you, Scottie. Speak to you later.
DINKY-DOO, all the best. That's our Kareem. What a fine fellow. And but I know there's a lot of you wanting to get on tonight. Lots and lots of chat. Let's just see what is happening in the chat. Yes, everybody chats to each other now, the Scottie Show. But that's fine. We're a wee community. Hello, Scottie McClue. I'm enjoying these posts. DINKY-DOO, pal. Peter Dale Nevins. Lovely to hear from you. Keith says, my life has not got much longer to go, but you keep me going, Mr. Keith Snedden. I send you joy and strength and as much longevity as possible. The phone. What's going on? Yeah. Let me get to the telephone. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello, Scottie. DINKY-DOO.
Ah, DINKY-DOO, Martin. Well done for getting on tonight.
How are you, my man?
I'm fine, my man. You disappeared there.
I know, sorry. Give me a second. Hello, I'm here, buddy. How are you? How's your day been?
My day is excellent. What about yours?
My day's been great. What has been happening today? Nothing.
Well, everything. There's lots happening every day. I mean, Martin, you need to come on with some ideas, you know. You don't just come on and think, is there nothing happening? You're full of ideas. You're a clever man.
What do you think? What do you think of the blues of folk going out trick-or-treating on Halloween?
I don't know about this trick-or-treating. There didn't used to be trick-or-treating when I was wee. There was guising, and you went out as a galoshian. You see, and you dressed up, I don't know, I was a cat, or you were a pirate or a prince. The wee girl along the road was a fairy godmother, you know, a fairy, and then there was a fairy godmother. Sometimes the parents went out with them if they were young. You went to all your pals' houses and sang a song, and you had a turnip lantern.
Yes.
You see, so you had these kind of things. And then you duked for apples, you had treacle scones, there was all that sort of idea.
Then the thing I was saying last night about banning fireworks, I think that's for us to stand in for that. I think we should do that. Put a standstill to ban fireworks.
Ban the fireworks, Martin. I don't think there's any point in that. There's Suzanne joined us. Dinky-Doo, Suzanne. Yes, absolutely. I don't think so, Martin. I think we should definitely ban the fireworks and we'll just watch an official display. That will do us.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Now, listen, go on. I was just going to say I'm going to dash on because we're so busy tonight, but it's lovely to hear you.
Okay, love you. Dinky-Doo.
Love you lots, Dinky-Doo, Martin. Fine fellow. Right, to the telephones. Guys, the TikTokers. So much happening. Yeah, big dumpshay, says one of them here. Now, what have we got here? John, honestly think people who grow up in bad conditions could just go on a walk? Yes, Swift. Best thing for them. Go on a walk and calm down. Too much bad conditions being used as excuses. There's one good-looking fellow behind you, Scottie McClue. I thank you, Corey. You're very kind. What's your ethnicity? My ethnicity is humanity. I'm a human being, a member of the human race. That's my ethnicity. The man who gifted primitive people with fire. The man who gifted primitive people with fire. Good evening, sir. Good evening to you, the wonderful Kirby the Annihilator in the United States. So there we go. Hi, could you please say get well to Lizzie, my friend. A dog died. Yes, sorry to hear that. Good evening, La. Good evening, Dinky-Doo. You're live on Scotty's Phone In. Who's that?
Hi, Scotty. It's David. How are you?
Oh, David, how lovely to hear from you, Dinky-Doo, La.
Good, son.
I can't believe, David, we've got to another Thursday night and it is outstanding.
Well, that's a good thing, you know what I mean? You know, my man, you know. Right, here we go. Kareem's making a lot of sense. Right, talking about the justice system.
Yes.
Right, I don't know if I can use the word. Okay, the people blow people up. I don't think they should have an actual court case because I can't say the word. I'm allowed to say what they are. No.
No. Well, no, I know what you mean. Yes, they're terrorists.
They're not. Yes, thank you.
They're terrorists. No, you can say terrorists, David. Well done. And what I think is that you know, they are still innocent and proved until proved guilty.
It's crazy, but I think, come on now.
Yes,
you know,
yes, but I mean, we have to do that and have to get to them.
I know it's not normal. Do you know what I mean, Scotty? You understand?
Just in case, David, we get the wrong person.
Yeah, I understand all that. I know. You know what I mean?
You know, you're very good. You're very good. But what we can do on the internet phone in, it broadens everyone's thinking and it broadens everyone's vision.
Of course, I do get all that. I mean, I was watching you today, and some reporter says they want a fair trial. A fair trial. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. No, David. I mean, everybody's billing when something like that happens, and you know, and they know all the rest of it. But yes, they have to get that.
I mean, you know, again, the knife crime is always going to be here. It's shocking.
Well, we're saying it's always got to be here. I mean, I can remember going way back the razor gangs when I was wee. They went up to the 60s. People getting slashed with these open razors. Now, Glasgow was a very, very wild place. There was a lot of unemployment and a terrific challenge. I mean, Glasgow today is a totally different place, and in so many ways. It's so much better. But we have new threats to our society. We have people off their face and head on drugs. You know, that's a baddie. We have youngsters carrying knives. That's a baddie.
I mean, even the drug system, right? As you know, they're trying to change the laws. You must know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
They're going to be lenient on if the police stop someone, say, like city centre, and you won't get charged now. They'll give you a caution for such and such.
No, you see, I don't think that this is the right road to go down. Although I love the idea of decriminalising it from the extent that you're taking it away from the crims. Because if you thought, I'll just be with you in a minute, Jimmy, I'm just going to buy a wee bit of hash, and you went into the newsagents and you said, could I get 10 spliffs, please? And they said, yeah, there you go. That's it. £2.30, thanks.
It's crazy, but
you know.
I mean, again, you know, there's okay, like Kareem said, the heroin addicts, etc. They call it now. They call it a disease.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a disease.
Yes, I've checked. That's what I'm saying.
You know, it is an illness. If you're a drug addict, you are ill. You are diseased.
Yeah, that's that.
You know, because the problem is you're changing the balance of your mind.
Of course, definitely. I mean, when I was a young boy, Scottie, don't get me wrong, I was involved in taking a wee smoke.
Yes, but don't go into all that. You know, we're not a confessional. That's a long time ago. But I'll tell you, do you know what made me laugh, David, one night? I was watching a documentary, and they had a lovely wee spaniel trained up as a drugs dog. And the policeman goes up to this boy with the jeans on, and he goes, excuse me, sir, you know, the dog's showing a bit of interest here. Do you have any drugs on you? And he went, no. He said, do you have any, like, cannabis on you? No. So he brings the dog up. The dog sniffs the guy's backside pocket. And then he goes, if I could just check your pocket, sir. And he brings out a load of cannabis. And the guy's looking at us and saying, whoa, I wonder how that got there. Thinking they obviously the nearest suspect was the dog had planted it, you know.
It's crazy, isn't it? But these dogs are really amazing, aren't they?
Amazing, but it was just so funny. He goes, have you got any drugs on you? No. Then the dog has a wee sniff. He goes, I'll just check your pockets. There it is, you know.
They'll just sit beside you and that's you, you're huckled.
Oh, you're huckled big time when the old Springer sits down beside you.
I mean, right, I can't stay long. Just one other thing. I love D. D, can you hear me?
D.
I just like D. I love D's stories. D, get on the phone. Come on, D.
She's a princess. Love you lots, David. Have a lovely day. DINKY-DOO, Lala. That's our Davy, and he's phoning from Tenerife. Miss you with Scott FM, says Keith. That was Scotland's finest radio hour. Love to our beautiful TikTokers here, DINKY-DOO. What have we got here? Evening, La. Evening official. Lovely to have you with us, DINKY-DOO. DINKY-DOO, Razaboom. Evening, Lala. Now, here's a guy having a poo. So he's now gone away doing the Swanee because we've given him privacy to go away and do whatever he does. That's probably the most intelligent thing he knows. There we are. Fantastic stuff. Follow us as soon as you can, guys. DINKY-DOO. Love from Martin. Thank you, Raza. Yeah, victim she. Now, who have we got here? Boy in Dubai. So there we go. DINKY-DOO. I don't know what that is. Don't know what that is, actually. So there we are. He's telling me something. OMG, DINKY-DOO says, and good evening, says D. What about that? Hi, Kareem. Hi. Good night. Sleep well. There we are. You're all away already, are you? Don't be daft, Jerry. I'm kidding. You spend it yourself, sweethearts. This is they're all having a conversation to themselves. Best anywhere, Scotty says. Richie. Fantastic. Xmas cake or Dundee cake? Madeira cake, Sultana cake, big cake with strawberries. We'll have a think about that one, Jerry. DINKY-DOO. If you've just joined us, a very, very good evening. Welcome to our beautiful TikTokers. So there we are. We are doing so well tonight. It is just amazing. Thursday night, Nothing gets past me. This is the internet phone in. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. TikTokers, can I direct you to the YouTube channel? You'll see the URL just below my TikTok bio. Click on that and join in the phone in. A lot of calls. You're popular tonight. We're very popular tonight, Nige. So there we go. That's what I think. To the telephones as soon as possible. You'll see the number come up in front of you there, and you can give us a call. There we are, 01416289795. 01416289795. Fast becoming the best known telephone number in the world. The internet phone in. Get the message out there. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and tap the bell. And do it right now. It's so important. If you're watching on TikTok, Dinky-Doo to you beautiful TikTokers. There we are, fantastics. Lovely to have you. Now then, what do we got here? Love you too, says D to David. D, there you are. You're very popular. So you can give us a call. He loves when you phone up. And I'll keep stum when you're talking. Has anybody seen the TikTok video tonight that I think may well go viral? I did it around 4 o'clock this afternoon. It's a saying of my grandfather's, and you will see it on the TikTok videos. Have a look at that and tell me. Floatai, Dinky-Doo, Beachy, Beachy, Razaboom, lovely to have you with us. Any particular subjects tonight? Yes, Kulelio. We're talking about sentences that are very lenient for drug crimes, not drug-related crimes, but for possession, etc., etc. There you are, D. I bet you have loved that one. Now, guys, thank you so much for your generosity. If somebody's feeling flush, then it's absolutely free to watch Scottie McClue. But if you're feeling flush, paypal.me/Scottie McClue. And also, there's GoFundMe.com/Scottie-McClue. Fantastic. Thank you for 30 beautiful TikToks, Mr. Goatface. Mr. Goatface. Everybody on TikTok is incredibly kind to Scottie McClue. I thank you for that. Dinky-Doo. Scotland, the worst drug deaths in Europe. Well, Steve, the only thing is it's a small country, so it depends on looking at your averages. There we are. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who is that?
Hello, thank you, D.
A D. How about time you phoned? How popular are you becoming?
Sorry?
How popular are you becoming?
I know that.
Listen, I can't get on that chat for you lot talking amongst yourselves.
Well, I know.
I go to read the chat. It's all, oh, hi, Dio. Hello, Suzanne. Oh, hi, Mark. Hello, Jimmy.
I think Jerry and Suzanne have got a wee thing.
Is there a wee thing going there? Is that what's going on there? Aha.
To keep in the back, keep them, leave them to it and let them talk about their cake.
Well, dear Razaboom says, Scottie, is that a stately home you're in? So yes, it's a bed. I'm sitting in the bed.
Right. Okay. So listen, I'm phoning first of all because your last caller, is it Dave?
David, yes, Dave? Yes, David. A big fan of yours, by the way.
Hi to David, a big hello.
A big hello to David in Tenerife.
Yes, big hello to him. Big fan of him. He's such a lovely guy. And I wanted to ask a question. It was sort of bugging me today, and I thought, right, I'll ask. I do have a TikTok account.
Yes.
And I have some followers, but like I say, I think previously, I don't go on it because it's too fast and.
Well, that's all changing from tonight. From tonight, you're going to go on to @Scottie McClue.
Right.
Right, and you will absolutely have the day of your life. Scottie, wait till I tell you this, Steve. The reason I raised that wee video, I did a wee video when I came out of work tonight, right? Just 15 seconds. And I put it up, and a couple of people looked at it right away. I said, well, a couple of people already. Isn't that fabulous? The next thing, something like 3,000 have looked at it.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Now, come on. Now, also, on TikTok, I've got 18,000 followers, and I've got 46,000 likes.
Oh my goodness.
Now, no, but that's
You're really
tiny.
popular.
I mean, I used to have 250,000 people listening to me every half hour.
I know.
Now, if I
you
can
did.
get 250,000 people following me on TikTok, we are laughing.
Of course we are. Of course we are. And we're going to do it. Right, so listen, this is the wee point I was wanting to make.
Yes.
Now, I don't really know TikTok as much. I just go on and just have a wee look and whatever, but I know that you can send roses to people and it costs the person, I don't know, like 99 pence to send a rose or...
Yeah, something like that. So a lot of people have been
does
very
that
generous.
How does that work? Does that money go to you or does that...
Yes, it does. So say you sent me
you,
99 pence. I think that they would take something of it. There would be a small fee or something. And then that money accumulates. So say it was 75 pence that went to the person. And say you sent 10 roses, that's £7.50. Now that would then go into a wee account and you can download it to your own account.
Right. Does that go to you though?
That comes to me, yes. But they take a wee portion.
That's good to know, because I was sitting thinking, what is the point in all these people buying them these wee roses that's going to cost 99 pence just for the sake of it?
Just for the sake of it, absolutely. I know.
You know what I'm talking about? Why don't they just put it in your GoFund? But that's
well, there's the GoFund. I think the best one's probably actually the GoFund or the PayPal.me /Scottie McClue. You know, that's the one. And you know, we got all the wee bits and pieces, and then that allows me to save up and buy another bit of equipment. Of
course it does.
People say, oh, you're looking awfully smart. Your camera's so good, McClue. What's going on? So you paid for it.
We just love you.
But darling, it's just that I can't manage it all myself. I mean, you know, I can't go out and just buy something, but if everybody helps, then I can. And you know, it's that stuff. Because if I go out and just buy something, then you know, that's it. You know, I've done in all my pennies.
Yeah. No, you're doing marvellously well. I look forward to every night. It's good, really enjoyable.
Suzanne says we's all pals, the McClue clan.
Yeah, the McClue clan.
But I told you,
I like that name.
The McClue clan. I told you, nobody messes with the McClue clan, I'll tell you. But I told you that somebody once said to me, it was something that had gone very, very well. And they said to me, Scottie, I think somebody must have your back. I says, everybody's got my back.
You're right there, absolutely.
And I can remember I used to get letters from all the prisoners in the big house.
Really?
Huge big sheafs of letters coming all censored and checked by the censor. And there's a lot of them telling me they hadn't done what they were in for, you know. But you know, they'd obviously got 1,000 innocent men in the slammer, you know. But it was okay, the wee souls. But you see, the thing is, they didn't have television at night, and the conditions, you know, I mean, I know we say they should be much harder on the prisoners now, but the conditions are pretty poor, overcrowding, all that stuff. Let's have it straight. And you know, they got the radio at night, they got the Scottie McClue phone in, and they were beside themselves with it, you know.
Yeah, keep them going, keep them going.
But I had to calm them all down, because they used to say to me, see, if you ever get any bother, Scottie, just give us a shout, you know. And I thought, no.
You've been a whole baloney.
Aye. You say, no. Calm down, we're fine.
Oh, I know. Good times.
So that lovely times. I mean, that whole show. See, I tell you, another day, two things. This will show you just how big that show. Two things. I mean, we know how big it was. We know there's no worries about that. But things that used to happen, like somebody said, Scottie, could you speak to a gentleman? I said, I can't just now. We're doing the show. He says he's willing to wait to the end. I said, yeah, that'll be fine. And here's an absolute gent with a beautiful traveling rug. And he says, I want you to have this because I just love your show. He says, the only other one of these I gave to President Clinton.
Really?
Wow.
Wow.
And then another day, we were talking about India has got big old cars. I think they're called Austin Hindustanis, and they're taxis. And I know the Austin Hindustani, and they're based on the old, I think they've got Marina running gear now, but they look like a 1950s Morris Oxford. So I had a boy on one day and we were discussing cars. Mind, we used to discuss everything. And we were discussing motors. And he says, Scottie, what's your ideal motor? And I think he thought I would immediately say a Rolls Royce. But I says, well, I'll tell you, if I was absolutely had the money and it was possible, I think I would see if I could bring a big Austin Hindustani for India. Right? So that's a throwaway comment, Dee, in a wee discussion on the radio. I'm going for my dinner, and the lovable lassie comes running after me and says, Scottie, Scottie, there's a lady on the phone in. Her husband works for the diplomatic service and says he could probably arrange to get you a car. Right? So I then goes to my boss, because I thought, I don't want to get involved in taking gifts here or something, you know. So I went to my boss and I says, boss, would you have any objection if something like that happened? He says, no. He says, is that what you're wanting? And I suddenly had to be faced with reality. And I thought, no, really.
So you know what you're saying.
So I didn't get my Austin Hindustani.
Watch what you wish for.
You've got, exactly, Dee. Watch what you wish for. And see, when folk are on slagging the Queen, they say, oh, the luxury she... I said, listen, it's a very, very, very tough gig. And they go, aye, she stays in a castle. I say, have you ever stayed in a castle? Aye.
She stays in a wee tiny wee bit.
Now, can you imagine, Dee? Say somebody left you and I a castle. Dear Denise, I enjoy listening to you and Scottie, and I would like to leave you my castle. Right? And I phone you up. I say, Dee, I think we need a wee run out. Get the family together and we'll go and see this castle. Well, wow, would you look at this? Then on the Monday, we get a bill for stonework for 50 grand.
I know.
We think, get rid of this.
Can you imagine the heating bill?
Oh! So that's them wanting another meter reading.
I know.
You see, we just gave them one last month.
No, I've just given a wee cottage with about 2 rooms. And
that's all we're needing, Dee, you know, the wee flat.
In my glory.
Yeah, that's all we need. Remember, a lady called Mary phoned one night. She says, the Queen, Scottie said the Queen should be flung out of her house. I says, Mary, where if the Queen phones me right now? She says, that's not going to happen. I says, how do you know? You don't know who's listening.
No,
and she says, Mary should be flung out her flat in Pollock.
Oh dear! Oh, you get them, don't you?
I just loved all that nonsense. Every call was a winner.
It's life, isn't it? That's what makes it. It's just life.
Well, that's the beauty of the fun, indeed. That's why we love it.
Exactly.
It's nothing to do with me. It's to do with you guys. It's to do with the superb calls, you know.
It's the people that make it.
They do.
Random people.
And people like your good self. And that lady the other night, she was just full of praise. She said, Dee's call was just amazing. And she said, but Scottie, if you wouldn't mind me saying, could you keep quiet when she's talking?
That was you told.
Oh, aye. That's me getting my marching orders. But that's great. It's fantastic. What do you think of it? Oh, by the way, thank you again for your generosity.
No, don't worry.
I do. And did you see that wee video? I think that might go viral.
The video with you and I can't mind his name.
No, the one that I just pop up. I did it today. It's 15 seconds. And I say, my grandfather used to say,
oh, the
McGee's and McTack's.
I loved that.
Well, everybody seems to have loved it. I looked at it.
You seen my comment?
I looked at it after I'd put it up and 2 people had watched. I thought, oh, there's 2 people seen it already. By the time I got to the house, 3,000.
Oh my goodness.
Have a look. Have a look in your TikTok.
I
Now,
will.
why
I know
don't
I
you?
know I commented, and I know Kareem commented. But I just love it. I just was pretty, isn't it? At first it took me a wee bit to sort of a click, and then when I clicked, and I feel like that's cool. I love it.
Now,
So, yeah,
what do you do me a massive favor? Get your phone and go on your TikTok. Look at Scottie McClue. That's all it is. At Scottie McClue.
Okay, I'll do that.
And you know, follow me and all that stuff, and you'll see some fantastic videos.
Brilliant.
And report back, please. Report back.
I will do. You know, I always do.
We need the feedback. That's what it's all about. Here's a guy called Brian, and he says, "You have removed my comments. Why face reality?" What is he talking? Who is he? What's he talking about? You know what I mean?
Oh, I don't know.
What is he talking about? I've not removed a single comment. Daft as a brush.
I don't know. Maybe he's removed it himself and he's not realised.
Well, here's back.
You can attract your own messages.
Aye, that's it. Take it away. Team McClue loyal, says Suzanne. Doing the Swanee with them, says Razaboom.
Razaboom. That's a nice name. I like that.
Dee, love you lots. You're an absolute angel.
I love all you too.
And we'll catch up soon.
And have a peaceful night, okay?
Bless you, my darling. Dinky-Doo.
Take care, Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, take care, angel. Bye-bye, lovey.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. She's amazing. There we are. That's Dee. Now, David, I hope you appreciated that. Dee came on because you asked her to. They're doing the Swanee with them, I say. That's what we're wanting. Hello, you're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Right, Scottie. It's Seth. How you doing, love?
How you doing? Are you all right?
I'm okay, Scottie. Not too bad, love. I live in Ireland. I know you're beside Eccles.
Yes, I know exactly where you are. Ireland, yes.
Yeah, Scottie. I was listening to one of your other programs.
I used to stay in Eccles.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, it's just like 2 miles away from me.
Amazing. Lovely to have you on. Oh.
Yes, Scottie. I just heard one of your videos, and you were giving a lady quite a bit of a ripping because she was fat.
There's a little bit of that, yes, because I think she cheeked up to me.
She did. I heard that video, Scottie, and she kind of she went a bit too over.
She crossed a line.
She did. She crossed the line, but she's from Bolton, so what do you expect?
Well, this is it. You're quite right. Yeah. Yes, good for you.
I just say like I enjoy your content, Scottie, and very interesting stuff. I also enjoy hearing from Kareem, and he's a fascinating guy also.
Yes, he is. Yes, amazing. Yes, all these people, I don't know them personally. They're all just callers.
It's amazing how you can get people to phone in who are very clever people.
Just beautiful people.
Yeah. The internet's full of sort of clown people, isn't that right? So
real clowns, but look at someone like your good self who's come and joined us here. We love it.
Yes, Scottie. Yes, but I mean, I'm not from England. I'm from the Caribbean myself.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you heard of Aruba? I'm from Aruba, Scottie.
Yes, of course I have. I had a lovely lady on one night from Montego.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That sounds really good. Huh?
And I said to her, I said, what brought you over here? And she said, the volcano.
Okay. Well, you know, Scottie, I'm from Aruba, but my nationality, bet you can't guess my nationality.
Originally?
Yeah, my nationality from being in Aruba. What is it?
Oh, good. Tell me.
Dutch.
You're a Dutchman. How fantastic. Do you speak Dutch?
Not really, Scottie.
Well, can I tell you a lovely story? When I was in school, we had a teacher who'd been an interpreter during the Second World War.
Yeah.
And he was billeted to stay with an old Dutch lady, but he didn't speak Dutch. And she had no English, and he hoped they'd get by with a little French.
Okay.
Anyway, he knocked the door. She opened the door. She said, "Ha, come into huis, wilt je een koppie thee hebben?"
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful, Scotty. Yes, so. But I was going to say also, yeah, that lady in that Bolton one, you done the right thing. You gave her what for. So
we had to give her what for, my dear friend. And it's lovely to hear you. Thank you so much for calling. I love Ireland.
And if Kareem's listening, and he's a very interesting guy also, thanks to him for phoning in, and all your sensible people, Scotty, all your educated people. Yes,
they are very educated people, including you, and I hope you'll phone me again.
Okay, Scotty, one more question.
Yes.
I noticed behind you the pictures of your graduation.
Yes.
What is your field?
Arts. I'm an arts man.
Oh, wonderful! Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah.
I kind of sensed you were quite a thespian.
Dramatic art.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wonderful. Well, Scotty, I'll go and free up the line, my friend.
Bless you, my dear friend, and Dinky-Doo.
Yes, Dinky-Doo, and God bless all your listeners, Scotty, and take care.
And God bless you, Sir Dinky-Doo. What a fine fellow. Oh, that's amazing, actually, from Irlam in Manchester. Guys, this phone-in is just, I don't know, it just blows me away. Who have we got here? Now, I'm having my tea, says Jerry. A nice piece of fish with veg. Your smart comments don't work with me, says Brian. So there we are. So, Brian, we've never made any smart comments to you, so we don't know what you're on about. Or we don't know what you're on, I should say. Great chat, D, as always. I'm having my tea. I'll get a roll. Scotty, Dinky-Doo. Daft as a brush, you said. The pot calling the kettle black. Not at all. Brian, I think we'll maybe just pop you down the Swanee. There we are. Absolutely. I can't see any wisdom in having you on here. We need to get back on track with restrictions on calls, says Paul Francis. Carol, yes, indeed. What nice guy, says Susan, wasn't he? Absolutely wonderful. Lovely gentleman, absolutely D. So there we go. He was brand new, la, says Razaboom. A shot for Razaboombastic. If you've just joined us, a very, very warm welcome. You're watching Scottie McClue. We're live with the internet phone in. This is the big one. I shall upload it to YouTube for you later for anybody who's missed it because they thought they'd be better watching football. There we are. Silly thing to do. Son of the Swanee, he's looking for an argument. Well, he was trying to get an argument, but he's just gone down the Swanee because we haven't time for idiots. There's too many very clever, special people on here. There we are. So we just haven't time for idiots. Sorry. I know some of you used to say the idiots make the phone in, but this is too interesting a project. This has got too many intelligent people watching right now. Dinky-Doo. So there we are. So that's what's going on there. I say to you, thank you for 30 beautiful TikToks, beachy. And to everybody on TikTok for all their kindnesses. There are many, many, many kindnesses. So lovely to have you with us, Dinky-Doo. I say to you, if you've just joined us and you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and tap the bell. Get into the habit of doing that. Step one, when you find Scottie McClue's YouTube channel, you subscribe and tap the bell. Right? Anybody doesn't want to, away you go. Right? Away out into the internet and enjoy yourself with something you're interested in. So that's the thing for that. Also, follow me on TikTok if you haven't. And if you're on TikTok, if you have a look at my TikTok bio, you'll see the link to the YouTube channel. Click that and go on and subscribe and tap the bell. If you've got a Twitch account, watch me on Twitch right now at Scottie_McClue. If you're on Facebook Live, Dinky-Doo, we love you on Facebook. Scottie, I'm living in Spain now, says Steve, for 5 years. I love your videos. Reminds me of home. Stephen, how fantastic. We love you in Spain. We are worldwide. This is the international internet phone-in. But I think we call it the internet phone-in because there is only one internet. Everybody joins the computers together at 9 o'clock UK time, Monday to Thursday, 10 o'clock UK time, Friday and Saturday. Steve, welcome, says the wonderful Jerry. Scapa Flow, Texas is consulting. Galileo says, I don't understand the message saying make sure you're McGee. Right. Scottish names for give and take, Galileo. Right? So a Scottish name for a giver is a McGee, because in Scotland, you give somebody a pound. I'll give you that. I'll give you a pound. I'll give you a fiver. Yes? Scottish word for take is to tack. Right, okay, well, okay, I'll tack that off you. I'll tack that off you the new. You gave me a fiver, I'll tack it off you the new. Give and take. So Scottish, MacGee and MacTack. Yes, and more people take than give. But we've had lots of lovely givers on here, especially with paypal.me/Scottie McClue. There we are, Dinky-Doo. Welcome, Stephen. Thank you, Dee, and thank you, Susan, for welcoming Stephen. He's obviously just joined us. You've got a guest request. Who's guesting, I ask you? There we are. Dinky-Doo Suhair wants to have a chat. Suhair, you are live on Scottie's phone in. Dinky-Doo. Hello, Suhair. He's away now, so he's obviously decided against that. So there we go. That's that, I say. Right. No guest requests. He's away. He's away. Right, that seems to be that. Disconnected. Okay, that's that. There we are. We got a guest request there, but we'll get some guests in. Give an inch and tack a... Give an inch and tack a mile, says Steve. Aye, give them an inch, they'll tack a mile. What have we got? He's trying. We can hear him. He was trying there, but he's disappeared, so I don't know what's happened there. There we go. And we might not be able to get him heard on the actual phone-in, if you see my problem. Now, we've got, can you believe this? It flies. Tempest Fugit, time flies when you're enjoying yourself. We've got 8 minutes of our Thursday night phone-in left. 8 minutes. So can I suggest you all get yourselves to the telephones and we have a blooming good chat. That would be great. He was there, man, says Toms. I understand, man, but he's away. Now, man. That's the stuff. You're live on Scottie's phone in. Who's that?
Hello there, Scottie. It's Keith.
Keith, how lovely to hear from you, and Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo to you.
Now,
I would just like to say I used to listen to you many years ago on Scottie FM.
Aha!
At that time, you said to the callers that fat people smell.
Fat people smelt?
Yeah.
Well, fat people very often do smell.
Yes, but...
I mean, everybody smells. I mean, everybody has a scent. You know, I mean, if you talk to your dog, they'll tell you.
Yeah, but at the time I was a bus driver.
Uh-huh.
I'm now retired. And it was so long ago.
And were you a fat bus driver?
Yes, I was, but I'm not now. I've lost about...
Did you have to squeeze in behind the wheel of the Leyland Arab?
Oh, no. That was very comfortable. I just come right up to my waist.
Lovely things.
But at the time, you says to me, you went, well, fat people smell. And I said, well, they don't really. I went, I don't smell. And you said to me, well, okay, well, let them go. There's a nice, clean fatty.
A nice, clean fatty.
That was so funny. I still adore you. I actually admire you. You're an absolutely brilliant person, and you keep me going.
I'm mad as a hatter, Keith, but I think it's important. You see, some of the radio stations thought, no, we've had Scottie now for a couple of years, and we're moving on to something modern, something new. But I thought to myself, no, wait a minute. You can do what you like, but the people want to talk to McClue, and McClue wants to talk to the people. So fair exchange is no robbery. So that's why I thought, Well, I thought to myself, Keith, with all the pandemic, the lockdown, all that stuff, I thought the people need to just have something light-hearted banter.
Precisely.
You know, a bit of nonsense to see that everybody's still got their sense of humour, that they've still got their mental capacity, that you can still have a bit of fun.
Yes, I know, but you're such a nice man, and I adore you so much, honestly. I have done for the last 23 years now.
You're a lovely guy, Keith. And tell me, without being too specific, where did you drive your buses?
Lothian buses in Edinburgh.
You cannot get better. I haven't tried the trams out, but obviously when I was in Manchester, they had trams. Sheffield had trams. Blackpool, trams. But the Lothian buses, such a wonderful, efficient, effective, very, very clean operation.
Yes, definitely. To be honest with you, I haven't even tried the trams.
I haven't. No, I haven't. And I panicked. I went to Edinburgh. Fortunately, it was on a Saturday night about 8 o'clock, and I just took a left at Shandwick Place because I thought, I don't understand these signs. I don't know what I'm getting into. I don't want to get done for going on a tram line.
Yeah, it's all so different now.
It's I can go back, Keith, to when you could park on Princes Street.
You can't do that now.
Oh, heavens, you'd get towed away.
Yeah.
You'd get lifted. You'd get crushed.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, see the buses. I used to love the gardeners, and I had a bus driver on. I mean, I love the gardener as a creature, marine engines, the lot. And I can remember I had a bus driver on. He said, "Scottie, the gardener does 25 mile an hour up the hill, and it does 25 mile an hour down the hill." And it was a lovely sound. You know, I can remember sitting behind a Gardner engine bus. Boom, 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 boom. You know, and also the steering positions on the old buses. I don't know about now, but that lovely kind of almost flat wheel.
Yeah, when I first started, there was no, it was easy to turn, like, your steering wheel things and all the rest of it. And
Aye.
you never had that when I first started, but now you've got that. You could use your finger to turn it now.
The power steering.
Yeah, I never had power steering when I first started. No. You had to to get up on your two legs and then turn the bus round the corner.
Oh, wow. Did you have your crash gearbox?
Yes. Actually, the gearboxes were actually they were like here.
Aye.
1, 2, 2, 2.
And always you got away. I can remember hearing a double D clutch.
Yeah. Well, that's what it was like, yes.
Yes, you used to hear it. Your
Yeah. But you don't get that now.
No, and I remember that when the Daimlers came in with the semi-automatic.
That was the Dennis.
It was the Dennis, the semi-automatic, just the wee lever.
Yeah.
You just gonna moved it about.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But nowadays it's not like that now. I miss all these days. I do, Scottie.
Absolutely. Keith, it's been an absolute privilege talking to you tonight. I'm going to have to go simply because we're out of time.
You too, my friend.
Now, please
give
me a call anytime you like.
I'll let you know anything about any buses.
Aye, because we need to talk buses.
Yes, definitely. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Keith. All the best, buddy. Bless you.
Okay.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, sir. What a top man. Isn't that amazing? Guys, they're like gold dust. See if you get hold of a bus driver, the chat, amazing. Just fantastic. And all of you that are into buses, Lothian transport buses are the best, says Steve. Edinburgh buses look so tidy. I see them more in the city, clean and new. Night, Scottie. Night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Join us tomorrow night, Friday night at 10 o'clock. We'll see you all there. Until then, this is Scottie McClue saying to every single one of you, good night, God bless, and dinky-doo. Ta-ra, lads!